Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and today we are on the search for the world's largest fire hydrant, and I think we may have found it. That's right. There it is. World's largest fire hydrant is right here, and it's huge, and it's cool, and it's really red. And there's a tumbleweed blowing. There was a tumbleweed blowing, but anyway, so what we're here to do is to capture this world's largest fire hydrant in photos. And I'm touching it, and I probably need some Purell because my hands are maybe dirty or something like that from dogs peeing on it, because you can see the crustaceans down here. But my job is to make this seem large. How are we going to make this seem large and thick and in charge? Well, that's what I'm going to do here. I have the D4 because that's what we're playing with. I broke out a 300-2.8 and we're going to shoot this thing and we're going to make it look cool. So let's do it and let's see how we can make it look big. Let's get these settings. Oh yeah, that's a huge fire hydrant. Let's see. Oh, I just took 14 pictures of it. That's totally not a good thing to do 14 pictures of it. But it's hard to tell that this is really big. I want to break out that 300-2.8. I want to break out the big piece of glass and then the macro and maybe do something with that too. So let's break out the 300 and go from a distance. Yeah, I think this is how we're going to make this thing look big. Let's see. Oh yeah, fill in the frame with the biggest, largest fire hydrant in the world. Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. Ooh yeah. Fire hydrant, huge. I want to take a little step back. I'm actually going to drop my ISO even more just to make this better. Switch into manual. I want to go to 2.8. I want to compress the background as much as possible. So I'm at like 64/100th of a second. Let's make this thing look big and gigantic. Yeah, try not to take too many pictures. But that looks really good. Let's see that again. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can see the detail and how big this thing is. Let's see what other creative things we can do with it. Just something like that. Let's see how close we can get to this and get some detail going. And then I'll break out the macro. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there's a big lock on it. I like this shot. I like this angle. Ooh, it's like an R2-D2 head. But I want to get more in focus, so I'm going to bump my aperture up higher to 5.6 and in turn drop my shutter speed. Yeah, and then make that background blow out tremendously. That looks really cool. Let's focus in on the knobs up top. The knobs. I want to get closer to the knobs. Nope. Ooh, yeah, look at this. Take a step back. Look at the color of how the yeah. I need to change my exposure because the light changed. But look at the color on this the rust. Beautiful. Look how sharp that is. You can see how metalled and worked it was. The details on this are what are really interesting. I'm just seeing it here, and you know, so we got some tight shots like this. Let's get some tighter shots with the macro lens so we can see what's going to happen with that. That's what happens when you have 7 lenses in your bag. You get to pick and choose from a lot of different ones. Here we go. Lock this up, turn this. Let's get this macro lens to find some details, and then I'll try to show the world's largest fire hydrant getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Boom. Let's find some of these details, because there's some writing on here Original something it says. Yeah. Ooh, this thing, look at the detail on this. Check my exposure. Boom. Nice details. Gonna go up with my aperture because I want to show more, because I'm not that stable out here with the wind blowing. Wow, it keeps knocking me out of focus. So a quick tip that you can do if you're getting knocked out of focus is take a couple shots in a row, because a couple shots in a row is really going to, there's one of them's going to be in focus. That's a time where spraying and praying or motor driving really can help, is that when you need to just pop a few off to get your hand settled, one of them's going to be in focus. And let's check. And yep, there's some focus areas in that. So that's good. Wow, that's some major detail. Wow, look at this lock. I'm actually going to move the, wow, I'm moving the lock a little bit so it's into the sun area. This is really cool. I know we're not showing the world's largest fire hydrant very much, but showing this details of this stuff is really awesome. All right. Let's just check that. Yep, need to work my exposure up, bump it more. Yeah, that looks good. Nice. Nice old lock. And what's it say on it? It says Reese. I'm sure that's an old company that used to be here. So this cap right here is pretty interesting as well. But I didn't make it look interesting. I think the chain is one of the most interesting things here. Just finding these details. Watch this. The intersecting lines are really cool. Really cool intersecting lines. Yeah. Very nice intersecting lines. And just old and, oh, there's a cool shot I wanted to try from up top. I don't know if I can make it work with this. Oh, cool. I wish I was a little bit taller. I snapped off a few. This is an interesting angle. I may try it with a different lens, and I'm going to hold it weird just to try to stabilize it. Bump my aperture up higher. Okay, well, sorry for the dance party, but the music was playing. So yeah, let's do a quick switch of lenses, and that's what I'm doing. So now I'm going to change lenses, and this is a little bit of a quick tip, and I know I've said it before, but when you're outside and the wind is blowing, you want to put your back to the wind, because right now you can watch the fro direction. The fro is flying forward, which means the wind is to my back. So I'm going to put my back to the wind, take the one lens off, pop the lens cap off of the lens that I want, put it on the other camera, put it back on the other lens, pop this on, all while facing down with the camera off. And you see, I don't worry too much about noise. I don't worry too much about the wind and changing lenses outside, because you just have to change lenses. So there you have that. That's a little quick tip for changing lenses outside. So I just switched lenses to the 14-24, which is ultra wide angle. And being that this is the world's largest fire hydrant, I'm going to show you that it is just by, see this? See how big that is? It's huge. It's thick, it's long, and it's a nice fire hydrant. But having the 14-24 on in this environment is not the best lens. And I'm going to show you why. Let's just take a quick picture and show you basically what you're going to see from this. Check the exposure, boom. The thing is, what you see in this is everything. And that's not a good thing, that I see each and every car and every single detail of it, because I'm not able to blow the background out this wide. Unless I got really close to what I'm shooting, like this. I'll show you. Let's blow the background out. Still getting a good composition. I blew the background out, but it doesn't show a lot of thickness in this fire hydrant, and you still see all the distractions in the back. So that's why I used the 300 2.8, and now I'm just going to switch to the 70 to 200, and then we're going to wrap it up from there and go back in and see what we have. But the details are what you should be looking for. There are some amazing details here, and it is very difficult to show the difference in size and thickness from one fire hydrant to the next, unless you actually have two next to each other, or you have something like a girl walking by with a dog, which I haven't seen one come by in a little bit, but if they do, we'll put it next to here for size comparison. So now I'm switching to the 70 to 200, and then we're wrapping it up. Like I said, don't forget about the quick tip for changing lenses outside, and I'll practice what I preach because the wind is blowing pretty good here. Take that off, keep the camera down, keep the lenses away. Done. So all right, let's wrap up this shoot with a little bit with the 70 to 200 and see how we can show some major thickness here. I am going to put the fro pick down here where the dogs pee. That's right where the dogs pee, so you can get some idea for the size of this fire hydrant. And I'm moving to the side because there's a Honda in the background. And you can see that right there. Look at the fire hydrant. Look at the hair pick. That's right, fire hydrant and hair pick. You can see how big that is, and that is really big. So let's find some details and then move on from here. I love the top-down shot, and this won't work because this lens won't close focus close enough to the fire hydrant. And I wish I could see some more of this writing, but let's try to get some of these nuts. No, the macro lens is what you should be using for that, but we did some of that, and I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it here and be done with this world's largest fire hydrant. So there you have it. We're going to wrap it. World's largest fire hydrant right here, Philadelphia, Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya. So you just watched the world's largest fire hydrant photo shoot, and if you're still here on YouTube, definitely click over here on the subscribe button, as well as clicking email me for each new upload. That way you can be notified when new videos come out so that you can see them as soon as they're there. Also, don't forget to sign up for the Fronos Photo email list. You will get a free guide to capturing motion in low light, as well as a 60-minute long video on flash photography in the studio that Adam and I created. And beyond that, you get these special emails that come to you first with special information before it gets released to everybody else on the blog 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, or maybe even not at all. So again, thank you for watching, and please sign up.